Hey guys, and welcome to a new video. Today I want to show you my, tornado shot endgame carry, boss killer, mapper, like whatever you're gonna call it. But usually when I think about tornado shot, I always think about Wind Ripper, low tier, magic finding and some kind of stuff like that, right? But I thought, like, why not just take the opportunity that we have in 3.7 with all those insane physical buffs like Impale and stuff, and create tornado shot character for endgame where you can actually do Uber Elder and anything like that with tornado shot. Yeah, Barrage, nice, with tornado shot, there we go. So the thing that I want to show you guys in the start of this video, like we're gonna run two maps, then I'm going to show you my Uber Elder kill that I did like yesterday or 2 days ago on stream. And then I want to explain about the build a little bit. So the main reason why I'm just hovering over the Barrage is, I thought that I'm going to take Tornado Shot as my map clearing skill with like GMP, Impale, Chain Support, Mirage Archer, or Mirage Archer, whatever you call it. This is actually like a map clearing stuff, And then I thought like, hey, let's just take Tornado Shot and then we have a 6-link open in our bow anyways, and let's just take a Barrage setup for single target, right? But when I did Uber Elder and some Guardians, I just noticed that having Tornado Shot as a standalone is way enough damage, okay? So basically, you can skip this whole Barrage setup, get a Chaos Heart or a Law Weave or anything like that, but more of that later. I just think we're gonna run two Phoenixes now. One we're gonna kill the boss with Tornado Shot, and one we're gonna kill the boss with Barrage, so you see the difference. So we're just gonna get a map where the bosses are not like affected too much. Here is like enfeeble, like not really. So Monster Life is bad, whatever. Just something sweet. Where the boss is like, Temp Chains makes me super slow, more Monster Life, this is also bad. Oh, come on. Temp Chains. I just want to have a map where both bosses have actually the same amount of like health, right? Endurance Charge, Poison, extra damage, so these two now, okay? They are like poorly rolled, but I could also run them just wide or something just for the comparison. But this is something I actually don't want to do. But here, we're gonna play now the Impale one, or at least like the Tornado Shot one. So basically, pretty straightforward build. We have Tornado Shot, which is an insanely good clearing skill. So here we're gonna do the monolith as well, and on the next map we're just gonna run through the boss so we have the comparison for the boss DPS. So we're running point blank, that means the closer we get to the boss or to the target we're gonna attack, the more damage we're gonna do. This is something I do with Barrage usually, but Tornado Shot is a little bit, like, since it's not comparable DPS to the Barrage, I like to just stay safe and be a little bit back on range. It depends on the encounter itself. So Legion clear, as always, like Tornado Shot clears like a madman. Just run here a little bit, clear here some more, here some more. And here, almost. Yeah, got it. Oh. So. God, why am I so slow? Holy shit. I'm actually tangled whatever, dude. Slowed like whatever. So let's clear up these here. One more Scarab. Mirroring Orb. More Maraketh Splinters. Where's my Headhunter actually? Kadiro coins, infused something. You know what? Let's just keep everything, I guess. Anything? Whatever. So let's run to Phoenix. Because this is where we are here, right? Because everybody knows that Tornado Shot is having an insane clear. Let's clear off those guys here. And let's see, this is now the damage for Tornado Shot, okay? I don't know if it would have been enough if I just stand there and just finish it with Tornado Shot, but as you saw, how much was it? Like, I don't know, like 4 seconds, 3 seconds, depending on the position of Phoenix itself. So, next map, we're gonna do the same. We're just gonna kill the Phoenix now with Barrage setup. So basically, this time around, we're just gonna rush to the boss. Not caring about the monolith or something like that. Just jump over. I think this blink arrow setup with this MTX here, this is sometimes buggy. Sometimes you shoot the arrow, but your character is not moving. This only happens with this MTX for some reason. So let's just run, run, run. Running like a madman. I think we're gonna let Phoenix do her her early thing. You know, that whirlwind she's doing always, or he. I don't know if it's a girl. I don't know. And then once she stands still, we're gonna attack her with Barrage to see the difference. So let's let her make this thing, and now Barrage. Oh, nice 6 link. So as you saw in the early DPS, the first 2 barrages did not crit. And then you had 2 barrages with crit, and this is when they lost like more than a quarter of life just by barrage. But you saw the difference. Barrage, although it looked a little bit sloppy now, Barrage is doing more damage than Tornado Shot. But as I said previously, I killed Uber Elder first with Tornado Shot, then the second phase with Barrage, where I actually had 1 barrage and killed off the Shaper transition, right? But in the end, I have to say, it's not necessary to go for a single target setup, because the Impale Tornado Shot Phys version is dealing more than enough damage to clear all the content. So I would say let's watch the Uber Elder encounter that I did like 2 days ago on stream, and then we're gonna talk about the character. I would say let's just try it with the level 19 gems and no single target. So just the setup we have here with Tornado Shot, GMP, Impale, Chain Support, Mirage Archer. This is like map setup, right? With Chain and so on. Like Vicious Projectiles and stuff would give so much more damage. But if it works the way it does now, then we don't even need a second 6 link. We're gonna see about that.
Exile, do something.
Like,
my spirit is spent. Gaze into the abyss.
I don't know, like, damage looks fine. I mean, next round we can actually try Barrage if this is faster, but that actually looked pretty good. Let's try Barrage now. Well, Barrage is more damage. Barrage is more damage, that's true. But based on the Tornado Shot damage, I don't think it's necessary to run Barrage. I mean, we're running a clearing setup at the moment, a map clearing setup. And I think the damage is already overkill. Both, like, within, like, how long did that take now? To phase both. A couple Barrage, actually. There you see, you need, like, literally not even a single target with Impale. Impale is just so bananas, dude. There, that, great. Nice Uber Elder. Like, now think we're gonna take some level 21 gems or 2020 gems. Like, none of my gems are actually leveled up already. No, it's...
New subscription received.
I don't think it's actually worth. Human JF, Human J Boo, thank you very much for your Twitch Prime. Thank you very much, sir. Let's check this one out. Celerity, Discipline, Malevolence, Critical Strike Chance, Energy Shield Recovery Rate. Yeah, it's not bad. It's actually not bad. But that's actually... Now think of the possibilities you have to get more damage, right? An actual single target setup. A Vicious Projectile Bow. Then you have like 21 gems or something. That like gives you like almost twice as much DPS as I currently have in this setup, right? And this is just stupid, actually. Then you can take, I don't know, like where is it? An actual +1 Eros Rigwalds. I'm running without one just because, like, yeah, why do I need that? But we can Val Mine. Hey, let's go. Chain. That's boring, dude. Hey, what about Valing these Watchers? Minions deal increased damage. PogChamp, dude. Oh, God. Filing stuff for profit. Alright, welcome back. Hope you enjoyed this Uber Elder kill, but as you saw, it's really easy to do with this character. And I have to say, my gems are not even 2020 yet. None of them are like 21, 23. I mean, besides the Enlightened gem, okay, this is level 4. But the rest is just not even finished leveling up, so there is a lot more DPS if you're going for a 21 or 23, 21, 23 Tornado Shot on top of that. So there's a lot of more DPS. But I just think it's way more DPS anyways, cause I want to also give you a couple of options where you can actually increase the DPS even more, talking about like vicious projectile bows and stuff like that. So let's start from the top to the bottom, or at least like the mandatory things. I choose to go with an Arborix bow. This is actually how do you call it? Wait a second. Let me quickly get this one over. The Arborix bow. This is the Bell Timber sword, I think, or Bell Timber blade, PoE. I think it's this one, yeah. So you have this Bell Timber blade and the Grelwood Shank. These are the two weapons that you like. Grelwood Shank is something you use on like Molten Strike, for example. A Bell Timber blade is the other one with like additional projectiles and stuff, right? These drop from Guardians, as far as I remember. I don't even know which Guardian actually drops it. Can only drop from Elder Guardians, so probably every Guardian. I'm not sure about that one. But if you have both of these weapons and vendor them with a fusing, then you're gonna get the Arborix bow. As you see on the image itself, it's actually both weapons like stick together, right? And this is this bow. It's a pretty nice and actually cheap physical damage bow with additional arrows, going 6 link for 4 exalts. Since I mentioned in the last build guide, the Earthquaker, that I spent way too much, this time around I didn't want to spend too much, like unnecessarily. That's why none of my gems are 21. And this bow is actually a very, very decent bow here. The only thing you have to worry about is actually divining to a nice physical damage roll to get really nice damage out of that one, right? And once you have your final setup here, you can actually beast corrupt it to 30%, or like I did, get the safe house and get it to 28%. Here I don't want to talk about the Barrage setup here, right? So this is actually the Barrage setup that I actually running, but I would definitely say this is not necessary, okay? So I just want to tell you that you're probably better off if you're just taking all of those gems here and just play with the Tornado Shot alone, because this is more than enough damage. So better talk about the Tornado Shot setup, I would say. And the rest one is Brutality anyway. So this is our Tornado Shot setup. We have Tornado Shot with GMP. Then we have Impale support, since it's the physical Impale based build. We have Chain support and Mirage Archer, both helping for clearing, and Brutality, since this is a pure physical build here, right? So then let's talk about the chest real quick, since we're here. I choose to go with the Farris 4. I know Farris 4 is expensive, starting with like 20 exalts, 6 link 24 exalts. The reason for that is because I'm a crit-based character, right? And I want to really get my character to do, or to have everything up on bosses, right? So it means if you're not having a Farris and have like your permanent frenzy and power charges up, you need like an Assassin's Mark on hit to actually get power charges, but this is only when you kill something. So when you have like a Shaper run and you're just standing in front of Shaper, you're not gonna have power charges, right? The same with the frenzy charges. You need like Blood Rage or Poacher's Mark on hit. This is the same effect here. You get those charges on kill, right? But I don't want to have them on kill, just because on Uber Elder or Shaper or something, you will not have access to that one. And this is the only reason the power and frenzy charges to go for a Farris 4 here. As I said, this Barrage setup is not needed at all. It's in the path of building in the description below, right? If you still want to check it out. But I think like, wait, shit, I lost track. What was I saying? Yeah, so as I said, this was the Farris 4 is just because of frenzy and power charges. If you're only playing with Tornado Shot, like I would recommend, you can just ditch this armor, get anything else, okay? You can take like a Duress' Defiance for this onslaught effect to be even faster. You can go with a Chaos Heart, you can go with, I don't know, a Law Weave, for example, for the max resistance, or there's like so many things that you can actually do So it's not like chest bound. This is just my thing. I got these gloves here with +1 frenzy charge for super cheap, and then I was like, hey, I have like additional frenzy charges, you know, let's just pick up the frenzy charges and let's go with a Farris 4. If you're not going with a Farris, if you're going with a Chaos or something, I would basically just skip the frenzy charges and just go with like a pure flat Phys setup. Without like frenzy charges and power charges and that kind of stuff, okay? Like the frenzy charges is for me personally only for bossing when I have the Farris 4, because I will have those active all the time. So with the Farris 4, I'm also having an Elder Unset Ring. So why Elder? Because increased projectile attack damage. This is an Elder mod. You can also take like any other Unset Ring, right? It has to be an Unset Ring because I want to have a less duration support on my on the item that has the aspect of this cat here, right? This is only a thing when you have the Farris 4, okay? So the Farris 4, this is like one big problem here. If we're just gonna activate the aspect of the cat, which is free because of the ferals, you're gonna see every time you get the cat's agility, you're gonna get your full frenzy and power charge. No, actually, cat stealth here. They just reset it. So when you get cat stealth, you're gonna get full power and frenzy charges, right? The problem is each of these buffs last like 6 seconds, and this is longer than my duration charges, right? So as you see, 11 or 12 seconds on this, like 9 seconds on that. Now it switches. Now it's another 6 seconds, and you're gonna see that power and frenzy charges both will fall off before they're gonna get refreshed. The thing that I'm doing here is getting a less duration on this ring, because this ring is also like having the aspect of the cat. Now you're gonna see that the buff, the cat stealth and the cat's agility is only lasting for 3 seconds. That means that it will refresh twice as fast as before, and as you see here, before the power and frenzy charges wear off, they're gonna get resetted all the time because the cat's agility has like a less duration. Other than that, it's just like multi-modded. Did I actually miss something here? No, a multi-modded life, Phys damage. Then we have like flat damage here because I'm having full resistance here, right? Why don't I have full resistance? Nice. Hey, why don't I have full resistance? What did I change? Did I forgot something? It's actually weird. Wait a second. Hey, I actually was res capped. Fire resistance. Oh, wait. I removed the barbarism. God damn it. Okay, wait. Stop. Quick. God. Get over. Like, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Quick solution here. I was res capped before, so I had barbarism in here, right? Okay, so now I have the 8 fire resistance, now I'm res capped. Okay, now it's good again. I changed this like in the last minute, so. Okay, the rest of the rare items, which is the amulet, here we have live physical damage. I just multi-modded mine for like whatever, like resistance, okay? Same with this one, physical damage, resistance, life. This is like all the rare items that we are having here, right? Same as the boots, life, movement speed, resistance, whatever you can get. So, what is the next mandatory thing in this build? I don't think it's anything more mandatory, so I would say let's just go from top to bottom, which is the Devotee's Devotion. If you have the budget or if you have the currency, +2 Tornado Shot enchant, but this goes for like 40 exalts at the moment of this league, so if you don't have the currency, it doesn't really matter. It's like 42 exalts here with the enchant, which is pretty expensive, but as I said, if you have the currency, get it. It's going to be a lot of damage and clear speed. If not, you will still be fine without it. So here we have Pride, Flesh and Stone, Maim, and Enlighten. So you can link the Maim support that will count for Flesh and Stone. So it basically doubles the effect of the Maim effect that you're getting from Flesh and Stone. Then I have, for the Quiver, I'm using a Rigwald's Quills. And as I said, I didn't want to spend too much currency, so I'm having a Rigwald's Quills with +1 arrow here, right? It's going for like 150 exalts. I think I bought mine for like 130, but there is none in the market at the moment, so I thought like, yeah, 150 probably fine. I didn't want to use that just because it's unnecessarily expensive, okay? So that's why I'm just bought a second Rigwald's just with like, yeah, whatever. So I can just corrupt it for fun at the end of the video, what I already did. It just helps you insanely good with your clear speed because your Tornado Shot will now fork as well. And the fork with the chain here is going to have a lot of clear speed. If you cannot afford Rigwald's, what can you do else? Like any other quiver, like can be a rare quiver, can be Hyrie's Bite or something, or anything like, what else could be good? I'm not like a big bow player, so what about the God, come on, the spike quiver, the unique one. God. Drillneck. I think Drillneck is another option that you can use for Phys builds. But yeah, I'm not a big bow player. I just know for Tornado Shot, Rigweld Squills is non-plus, so I just bought one. If you don't have the currency, take a rare bow or any other unique quiver or something like, I don't know. Okay, next one on the list, as I said, the crafts here, just like life resistance. Tomb Fists. I want to have my Tomb Fists with level, like with vulnerability on hit. So, since the 2-slotted Tomb Fists are way too expensive, I decided to go with the one socket one. And the only thing that's here important is the Intimidate, because when a target is intimidated, they get increased physical damage, okay? Same with the vulnerability. This one with the +1 max frenzy charge I got for 5 exalts, okay? This pair I got for 5 exalts, this is why I bought it, because just the vulnerability on hit goes for like 2 or 3 exalts somewhere at this price range for the 1-slotted Tomb Fist. So yeah, why not just adding 2 exalts and get like +1 max frenzy charge? I think it was like super underpriced, but yeah, thanks to the seller. I have here cast 1 damage taken, Steel Skin, and Precision. And here I have just like the Murderer's Igil, just like flat damage, multiplier, and life. Like Steel Skin for Endgame is just like, my opinion is better than the Immortal Call. Like, I'm still not sure. After so many builds, I'm still not sure what is better, Immortal Call or Steel Skin. I just went with Steel Skin since this leak. And yeah, Precision, because yeah, Precision is king, right? In our boots we have Blink Arrow, faster attacks, enhanced support, and the Dread Banner. Since we're champion, my Dread Banner doesn't even reserve mana, so I can just go with like Empower, Enhance, like whatever I can do with it, right? And since the Enhance, the quality on Dread Banner actually gets the aura better that you get. It's also like more Impale effect and stuff, so that's why I linked it to Enhance. And also the Enhance will make the Blink Arrow, I think like the projectile travel speed or cooldown recovery, something like that faster, so why not just link it together, right? Okay, so anything else? Yeah, the Nomad. The Nomad is a pretty insane belt. It's the upgraded, whatever the first stage of that is. It gives us actually all we want, right? We have strength, we have dexterity, we have physical damage, we gain a lot of like increased flask charges gained. We have 25 all resistance when you have at least 200 strength. I'm having like 227 and 265, so I'm getting both the elemental resistant and 45% increased projectile attack damage while I have at least 200 dexterity. So this belt is super cheap and also very, very strong. I don't know how much it goes for actually. Yeah, 40 chaos. For this belt, super cheap, super effective. Alright, flask. Just like a life flask, then I have here like for Onslaught, Dying Sun for additional projectiles, then we have a Diamond Sun with freeze immunity because we're a crit build, and then like 1 flask to be fast. Alright, so let's talk about the skill tree real quick. So, Champion. Why Champion? The reason for that is Impale. I wanted to have a character. I know that probably the Slayer would actually be better here because of the Overleech and the Onslaught and the increased or the more damage on bosses and stuff. But I never had a champion, and I already leveled up a level 100 Slayer in this league, so I was like, why not just go for a champion? So champion is definitely more damage. So if you're gonna get my cheat thing here, to-do list, and where is this Impale? There we go. Just to show you, like, the champion will have more damage than the Slayer. Slayer will have more survivability, right? So if we're gonna go back to our example, if you're interested in Impale, how that works, link is given in the description below. I made a video about explaining how that works. But if we're our champion and have Master of Metal, that gives you 2 more additional Impale hits, and as well as the Watcher's Eye. Here it is. This is just like Impale, like 2 additional Impale hits while Pride. So we are not having 5 Impale hits like usual, we have 9 Impale hits. And as a champion with the Ascendancy, we have even more effective Impale. That means that every Impale is 21% more damage, basically. And if we're going down here, in the perfect situation, when you're a champion with a +2 Impale Watcher's Eye, you're gonna do like 194% more damage. That means in this scenario here, if I attack with like 100,000, I'm having more than 300,000 here, at least like 290,000 damage instead of the 100,000 here, just because of the insane amount of damage Impale does. I think in this league, it's pretty much, if your build sucks, get Impale and go physical. And if that's not enough, then go Slayer as well. Like this Impale Slayer is the most broken thing, whether it's like with any melee skill, Cyclone, Tornadoes, or at least like physical skill, okay? Tornado Shot, Barrage, Cyclone, Lacerate, Reef, like whatever you're gonna do with all those melee or physical based stuff, you're just gonna add Impale and your damage will be ridiculous, okay? Alright, so what do I have to explain here more? Let's talk about the jewels. Here, the Transcendent Flash. This is like a super insane jewel here on the left side, on the Juggernaut area. We have like Barbarism and more life here, and then we have the Transcendent Flash, which gives us 70% increased multiplier physical damage reduction. This jewel is so insane, like here, this Heartseeker is like 30%, 25 crit strike chance, so we have only 30 multiplier with one of the best crit multiplier stuff here, right? Then we have actually more crit multiplier like over here, but this is like for melee, so I don't care about that one. I just want to show you this cluster here would have multiplier and another multiplier. This like is 45%. On the top side, we would have melee multiplier is 10, 20. Then we have 45, and this is crit strike chance, and here 45 is like 60%. Taking this whole cluster is 60% multiplier, which is the most insane melee multiplier cluster. This jewel gives us 70, which is even more for one jewel slot, for 2 points, right? This is just insane, this jewel on the left side. Then I have here a pretty awkward solution to my intelligence problem, which is the brute force solution, where strength gets transformed to intelligence. Since I'm actually super heavy starved in intelligence to equip like my support gems and I don't know what, I'm just using that here, so all my strength points here get converted to intelligence, which is actually an, I would say, ugly solution, but hey, it's easy, it's cheap, and it will get the job done so you can equip your gear. On the bottom side here, we have double Lionized Fall. So we're gonna convert all these, usually, I think it's axe nodes here. Maces and axes here. We're gonna convert all of these axe and mace nodes with a Lionized Fall in radius to bow nodes. Okay, so all of these here count as bow nodes, same as here. This is like a very insane cluster for for swords, Phys damage, crit strike chance, multiplier, and so on. But if we're gonna get the Lionized Fall in here, all of those will be now bow modifiers. This is actually, Lionized Fall is something you put in here, so you can take the claw nodes over here, right, and the other like whatever nodes. But yeah, you can just use them on some other places. So since we're a champion, a champignon, we have permanent fortify. So obviously I'm going to take the rampart nodes here to increase the fortify. So we not only have the better fortify coming from the unstoppable hero with increased attack speed, armor evasion, attack damage, stun immunity. We're also going to ramp up even more with the rampart, taking even more attack speed, attack damage while fortify. And since we're champion, we have permanent fortify, so this counts 24/7. So although I'm only having 4.5k life, this character is actually super tanky. So, what else do we have to talk about? Yeah, here I just took the Pride 2 additional hits. That's a Watcher's Eye mod that goes for about 9 exalts. If you're very wealthy, you can take a multiplier by precision, attack damage by precision, but yeah, have fun like paying 90 exalts for that Watcher's Eye. That's why I just choose to go with the 2 additional hits while using Pride, like the Impale stuff, right? Other than that, just the typical Frenzy, Life, multiplier nodes. Here, 1 Mana Leech node, you need that to sustain your Tornado Shot. Let me put on my auras again. There we go. And yeah, this is the skill tree. Path of Building link is in the description below if you want to check this one out. And then let's talk about the passives, which we actually killed. We 0 from deal with the bandits. That means we helped Lyra. This is the typical thing that I always say on every single video. Is your character crit build? Help Lyra. Is your character non-crit build? Take these 2 skill points. Okay. Oak, the life regen, Phys damage, and so on. This is just like nice for league starts, but in the end, those 2 points will probably end up being like 10% increased max life, which is like better than this 1% life regen and that little bit of physical, increased physical damage. For the pantheons, I choose to go with Solaris and Ugol. Ugol just because of the Uber Elder encounter where I get reduced cold damage taking, and the Soul of Solaris gives me a little bit more tankiness, right? Since I'm playing this one for a boss killer. Alright, let's talk about the cosmetics real quick. We have the full Transcendent set, which is the helm, body armor, gloves, and boots with the Celestial character effect and footprints. Transcendent wings, then we have the Sin Talon helm effect, the Viper bow with Celestial effect. What else do we have here? The Transcendent Portal Effect. We have the Crystal Tornado Shot for Tornado Shot, obviously. Stygian Mirage Archer. Then we have Monolith Aura Effect. A Celestial Blood and Stone Blood and Sand Stance Effect. This is the weird circle over here. Which is actually cool, because it switches the color depending on what presence you're in. So if it's like greenish, you know you're in Sand Stance. If it's like purplish, like here, you know you're in Blood Stance. So this is the indicator for that. Sand Stance, usually more area of effect, chance to blind enemies on hit, which is also pretty nice as a layer of defense. Celestial Aura Effect, Mystic, Blink, and Mirror Arrow, and then we have the Invisible Buff Effect to get rid of this, banner here, right? PogChamp, okay. Anything else we have to talk about? We went over the gear itself, the gems, the enchants. Yeah, what enchants actually? Attack and cast speed, tornado shot, and nothing on my gloves because they are corrupted for vulnerability on hit. What else is important? Gear substitutions. Yeah, this is something I want to say as well. If you want to really get some big deeps in, right? +1 arrow for the more cheaper version, because if you get the +1 chain, which goes for like 3 mirrors, and the mirror is like 220 exalts, so like 600 to 700 exalts for the quiver. If you want to, if you have the currency, whatever, and if you want to get a better bow, which is absolutely an increase of damage, I tried actually the Harbinger bow, which gives me increased critical strike chance. Just gonna go for the Vicious Projectiles, which gives your tornado shot basically a 7 link, right? This bow is actually way more DPS than the Arborix, but I actually plan to go with the Arborix for clearing all content, and if it would not be enough, I could still go and craft a bow, but I did a couple of Deathless Uber Elders already. The damage is way more than enough, even without the 21 gems, so I didn't even finish this bow. I have here like Vicious Projectile and Flaring mod, so this bow will have a lot more DPS than this one, but I didn't really worried about like continuing this bow and stuck more currency into, because the character itself is already overkill. Alright, skill tree, path of building link is in the description below, as always, with this current setup, currently level 91 over here. For the pantheons, I would, for the Ascendancy, I would go Master of Metal first, then Inspirational, so you have reduced mana reservation, and then Fortify nodes. Or if you want to go the more defensive way, you're just going to rush the Fortify nodes to have this layer of defense with your Rampart and your, the other Fortify nodes here, the enhancing ones. And then in the end, when you say like, okay, the only thing I miss is damage, then you come Master of Metal or Inspirational, depending, it's like not too mandatory. But I would just recommend, if you're going for one route, you finish that route. So getting the Unstoppable Hero is useless if you are actually not be able to get Fortify, okay? So if you could decide to go Unstoppable Hero first, then take Fortify please next, and then the other two. Alright guys, I think that's it. Pretty insane character if you have that amount of budget. You can still like do a lot of more min-maxing, as I showed, with a Vicious Projectile bow, with a +1 or chain quiver, with, I don't know, like Corrupted Pharaohs 4. Hey, we can actually corrupt this one. Let's see. Plus increased damage incoming. 1 white socket. Oh god, this is boring. Okay. Anyways, thanks for tuning in, thanks for watching, and see you on the next video.